Hey everybody, it's me Willie. I know it's been a long while, but I wanted to make, and I've been having a really tough time trying to figure out what I wanted, how I wanted to make, how do I wanted to say this and stuff. So this is going to be super informal. Um, for those who care, Pixelwood Studios is going to pivot a little into making comics, and the big reason for that was that okay, we gotta kind of go back a little bit. So I wanted to work in comics since I was a kid, since I wanted to make comics since I was about 8, and I used to do work with other artists and stuff, make as a writer making comics, and then shorts. Then I found out I needed to that being a writer couldn't kind of suffice, so I went to art school and I wanted to be an animator in art school. But with the amount of student debt loan, the amount of student debt I was building up, it didn't seem like there would be enough money to pay the bills. So I kind of just focused into doing animation and filmmaking, and yeah. Oh shit, I forgot his name, and I feel like a dork for not preparing for it. But basically, is that the suggestion? There was a couple of comic news stories in the past. I want to say 6 months, where comic book retailers are basically saying, "Hey, look, you know, publishers need to do this. Comic book retailers need to do this in order to try and stay afloat." And it got me kind of sparked to want to go in there. And there's two reasons why. Number one, there's money in it. And I know common wisdom says is that no, there isn't, because of all the store closures. But then you look at people look at people in the comic skate community, and they seem to be making a decent living, and they seem to be able to prove that there's interest in comics. I have a well, not I don't even think theory. I have a very strong case for why the comic book industry is not dead. Like comic books as an American comic books as a medium is not dead. Um, Maybe that'll be another video for another time. The next thing is whenever you're a creative person, the hardest thing to do is to write something that has broad appeal. Usually artists will write or draw, for themselves, and it's like if they like it, okay, someone will like it. But or they'll write to a certain age. That's why they'll write to certain age groups, certain demographic. They'll try to target certain demographics. The thing is with the comic skate and move the needle is that you're actually getting from people what they want. And the fact that the major publications are ignoring this, it's almost like here's a great way to take over the industry, or to like here's the thing. It's kind of like with Netflix, right? The movie industry was in such a shitty position that Netflix was able to come in and actually beat Hollywood at its own game. Hollywood is trying to not give them a seat at the table. And truthfully, I think like a higher goal for Pixelwood Studios would be maybe to help maybe would be to be influential enough to have a seat at the table and to go, hey, DC, Marvel, this is what's going to happen. And either you're with it or you can learn to code.